Hi everyone, we're back for part 7, which is day 9 and 10. Isn't that funny? I always know what it is before I start, and then when I say it I go, oh hang on, did I get it right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Trust yourself, Christina. Okay, here we go. So Anne said that this is the breather. So apparently what Anne likes to do is have a breather some part way through, and this goes across the page. So the idea really was only to have a main bit of material with a strip of material across, and I actually just thought that I would like to have a little bit of a play with the gold on gold and the texture and difference, and also this strip. I like that too, and did that. The idea also is that Anne would like, just to make sure you know you've got a spot up there. So my book's a little bit smaller, so it might be better to have a smaller strip. But the idea is that we're going to do a lot of patterns on this strip. Probably had it right the first time and shouldn't be trying to attempt to cut it a bit more. And then on the next 2 pages, I think, I've looked ahead, I think Anne's probably going to be cutting out a circle and using the other side of this perhaps as the backing to see through. So this is kind of double-sided, so that's all right. So what I'm going to do is pin this down. Got to just make sure I got it in the centre there, tucked in, so as it doesn't, let's move that. So it's not going to buckle up. Okay. So I will tack this down. I just want to try and, because it's getting late in the day and I know the light gets a bit thingy and the camera doesn't pick it up so well, that if I can get a start and show you the stitches that Anne was doing and what I'll be doing, then you can see ahead before I come back tomorrow with the next bit. Alright, so this is going to go across here. Now, I've just remembered that Anne actually cut this side a little bit longer because she wanted to wrap it round. I've forgotten of that. You know what? But I have forgotten it. But what I'm going to do, improvisation is always a good thing, is leave this hanging over. Okay, now I wonder how I'll go with this. Let's start. So even though this isn't tacked down yet, we're just going to have a bit of a play with what we're intending to do across that strip. Actually, I don't like it that high. I want it lower because that circle, I love that circle. So let's put it down here. Also, there's a nice big area here too. Anyway, so I had a nice lunch with my friend. It was lovely. Good to have a chat and a nice lunch. Nice salad. We had, got to talk about food sometimes. We had some smoked cauliflower burgers. That's what we had. Delicious. So Anne did a relatively decent sized running stitch, but made it curvy. Now, of course, I haven't done any of this before, so I'm probably going to completely mess it up. That's too big a gap, not happy about that. So I just did one back stitch to fill it in. And sew on right across the page. So that's one thing. And then I can do it, I'll just come backwards here. So right next to it, so I'll just pretend I've got this line going all the way around. So right next to it, Anne's done little smaller stitches, so it's a bit different, it breaks it up a little bit. But still running along the same line. Oh, I'm getting stabbed with those pins. Okay, so these will go all along, maybe up high there, so roughly. And now a contrasting colour. So I actually haven't looked, but I know what colours I have been using. No, not going to use that. I think that's, no. I haven't got to use green for a bit, have I? I've been enjoying these kind of colours and this. And even a bit of this, and oh no, the more salmon I was using. All right, let's make a decision. I don't want that one in here. I've also been using this. No, I like that. No. Oh, it might be nice to bring that one in. Too close. I got, let me have a look. I got a little special off eBay. Put the needle there so I don't lose it. Someone, like there's always someone offloading their craft supplies in some way or another, or look, oh that's embossed. Oh, that feels so nice. Look what I got anyway. Oh, it still smells of little old lady. Okay, it's got that wasn't nice. Those are these. Oh, look at that. That's a gold. Oh, yeah, all right. What else is in here? These are like perla, but thinner, much thinner. Maybe they're the 12s like Anne uses. There's a whole heap of these, and I actually, you know why I got it? Because I actually was running out of this, and I think that it worked out that this whole lot was the same price it would cost me to go to the shop and buy 2 of these. So I thought, good deal there. What's in here? Personal monogram set, embroidery thread, alphabet of transfers. Oh my goodness, how precious. Oh, look at that. Don't you just love it? Oh, I'm going to use those. I know what I've got. Christmas is coming up. How adorable are they? Are they all the same? I think one says women, women, women. They're only for women. Only women embroider and only women make things. All right, so there's quite a few alphabet sets there. I wonder if there's a man's one. Presented free with woman. Oh, sorry, I was getting a bit political there, but it's obviously it came with the magazine. Little blue one. There you are, that's a really thin perler. That's definitely... That's a bit brighter, isn't it? That might be... I don't know, keep them all out anyway. No. What else? Anything else of any interest? Oh, something, a little surprise down the bottom. Oh, there's some... Oh, here we go. Oh, how good. Oh, all sorts of flowers and things. Oh, a little bluebird. Peach, cherry, apple. Japonica. Who would have thought a month ago, or maybe 6 weeks, who would have thought 6 weeks ago, I don't think I'd done any embroidery. Oh, no, I did. No, I'll tell a lie. Oh, it's even got the person's name. Sheffield. Oh my goodness. Oh, how cute. I tell a lie because when I did the 100-day project, oh, that'll be fun. I did the 100-day project and I did start embroidery, and very slow start with Rachel from Roxy Creations, and Rachel got me addicted. It's all your fault, Rachel. You know, there's just I'm just going to have a little bit of an OCD moment and sort them all out. All right, now this is something interesting. I was watching, maybe it was on Instagram or something, and I was watching, someone had these little piles of these and said, do you like your threads in little piles like this, or do you like them all like this? And I had no idea that it was kind of almost a bit of a movement where some people prefer their threads like this so they can just go, oh, I'd like that green, and pull it out and use it. I just didn't know that. How interesting is that? Oh, these are the same. All right. Okay. Enough jaw wagging. Will I or won't I? It probably depends, because they're sort of close, but then that's just the one thread and this is a floss. All right, let's just keep them out together. So that's a little bargain that arrived in the mail today. Very exciting. Okay. What was I going to do? I was going to find a contrast. I'm all over the place. I think I had too much sugar for lunch. Something contrasting to this and a lighter colour. That or the gold. I think I like how it jumps out a bit. I do like that too, but that's very same. Or this. Might use that. Okay. So what Anne's talking about doing on with this contrasty colour is blanket stitch. Now I've generally only ever gone around the outside of something with a blanket stitch. It's not even a case of not seeing, it's a case of the thread fraying. Say that fast. Thread fraying, thread fraying, thread. Oh my goodness. Oh, do you know in the last video, here's a little secret. I actually edited out twice or maybe 3 times about 10 to 15 minutes of me trying to thread a needle. I didn't think you needed to hear me getting frustrated or swearing. Look, same here. Hello, come on. Oh my goodness. You know what? You don't get used. Let's see if this one. Let's see if this is magic and this works. You know, that's what we need. We need the magic threading needle. I actually have ordered, honestly, I have ordered some. Oh, I tell you what, you know what? It's tedious. That's what it is. It's tedious when it won't go in the hole. That's what it is. Got it. Frustrating. Okay, so I have ordered some of those little, they're the ones that have got, it's like a little bit that you can just do that with the thread and it goes in. And I'm looking forward to those arriving. Whenever they do, you know, all these orders from China can tend to actually, these days, take quite a while. So the blanket stitch, let's start it down here. Let's be random. I like a bit of random. How's my camera going? I've realised I forgot to check the batteries. Okay, so blanket stitch is basically that, if you don't already know. Come on, stop. Anne used a white on a blue. It was very, very smart. Very nice. And so generally with a blanket stitch you would go along the edge, but with this it was interesting because Anne went kind of up and around. So I know the light's getting a bit, and my camera will be a bit grainy to look at. But sometimes you just have to do it at different times of the day, and that's just the way it goes. There. So you get the idea. That's what I'll be doing. And I haven't watched any further than this on the video for Anne, so I'm going to go and watch a bit of Star Trek. Did you know that's what I watch sometimes? Crazy. Actually, you know what? Just before I even think about it, I am actually thinking I will add something a lot lighter as well in here. Not sure what yet. I think this, I wanted to play with the similar pattern and getting the patterns on. I love white on white for that, when you've got that, you know, a pattern like this on a white, and then you've got white on white, on white, on white, on white. I love that. Love that so much, but that might not be standing out enough. I think the white, maybe I'll put in some white. That's brilliant white. It needs an off-white, but maybe, I don't know. Anyway, if you're playing along, that's what's happening. One big sheet, preferably as Anne's done, where it goes over the page, just like that has. So when we do the next page, this is going to do something like that. I'll probably just add a strip down to compensate for messing that up. Long dash lines, short dash lines, and a blanket stitch. There you go. That's me for my evening watching Star Trek. Okay, I have come back with what I'm up to. I had a lovely evening trying to sort through all of the all the threads that were all jumbled up. So I have done two different types of, well, the same sort of blanket stitch but different colours. I've noticed on Anne's that I've done this curvy line, but I noticed that she had done another one in there. But I think Anne's is a bit bigger, so mine is probably a little bit too congested. It feels like it's getting very cluttered. I love the way that it almost looks like mountains and birds in the sky and stuff. So I've added the seed stitch, which is lots of little different stitches. I've kept that in the same light colour, and I don't know what I was doing here. I just did some little piston stitches. Piston? Why can't I get that right? I really need to memorise that. A couple of those and some lines. Looks sort of like the sun coming up. So the next thing that Anne was doing, there's two things. So there's, now, I was rewatching her video and I thought, oh my goodness, yesterday or in the previous part of this video, or maybe it was the day before, don't know, lost the plot, that, where is it? Here, this little stitch here, I was calling it like bird foot or something, but if you did a little line here it would be a Y stitch. But I think what I was calling it was fly stitch, and I had this horrible thought that I had completely and utterly made that up. It's fly stitch, but anyway, I went and did some research, which I wanted to do because there's stuff that, you know, people are saying things and I'm learning stuff. I thought, oh gosh, it's not fly stitch, it's Y stitch. I misheard it, but actually it is fly stitch, and it can be called Y stitch or fly stitch. So there you go, you learn something new every day. And and it's a continual, no, it's a, what is it? A joined up fly stitch. Continual fly stitch, joined, continuous fly stitch, something like that, which is like the little stalks on plants if you see an embroidery that's got plants. Anyway, I'll show you. I should have threaded my needle ahead of time so as I didn't have 10 minutes of swearing. Oh look, it went straight in. I love it. I didn't have to edit out 10 minutes worth of cursing. All right, now, how do I do it? So, do I want it, oh, let's see. I'm just going to see if I'm doing this the right way. If I do this way, I should start it off camera. All right, that's right. And then you can come down in here. Oh, did I learn? I didn't learn anything, did I? I've got to do it more than once. Oh, okay. All right, so I've made a Y stitch. Now I'm coming, oh, I don't know, I think I've messed this up again. I shouldn't. No, don't let me loose on YouTube, anybody. All right, so that's like that. If I come in and couch that, maybe I come here. I'm sure that I'm still doing it. I think what's happening though is that I make it up. Like I see it done, I go ahead, I make it up. I think I can get the end result to look like it's meant to, but I reckon, as with the piston, whatever, I'm going to have to write it on my hand. There was an easier way to do it than I was doing it. So this is probably exactly the same. So I'm just going to come out on either side of this and just see what I'm doing. Like, I'm probably just doing something wrong, but anyway, you get the idea. Always it's like, go and look at Anne's anyway, because she gives a better explanation. Maybe it's like this. Sorry, Anne, all that good work, and I'm just messing it right up. Look at that. Just making it up as I go. Anyway, apparently you can make, it still looks fine to me. It's probably just fine-tuning your craft to work out the less work for the maximum result. And you can do wobbly wibbly lines. Now we look at it the right way up. See, I might actually have done this upside down, because if you wanted it to look like branches coming up, then you would have it up the other way. I like it because it looks to me a little bit like hanging ferns, so I'm okay with this, and I'll take it up to here. Now the other thing, let me get another thread. The other thing Anne was doing was French knots. I liked the way it looked when Anne did it. So Anne seemed to do a couple of different colours with the French knot. She seemed to do a variety of maybe 2 or 3 little stitches. Now, where will I put it? So hers seemed to go along the inside of the blanket stitch, which looked really nice. Now that mine's looking a bit like a landscape, I don't want to kind of do it up here, but the thing is these sorts of things could come up a bit. So you're breaking this boundary of this. Where am I putting them? Maybe I'm just going to put a little block here. Alright, so this is one of the things. You can have a really tight, pull it tight and hold it, little one. Tiny ones. Then you can have maybe a tight one, but with about 5 instead of 2 or 3. It's just holding this to hold it tight. So it's a bit slightly bigger. Then you could have, I don't know, another one like that, I think. Yes. And come along here and do a loosey-goosey one. Yes, that's the technical term, friends. That's 5, and then, oh, hang on, just come undone. Right, I think we've done this in a previous one. So 5, but don't hold it tight, and just put that through. There, and it's looser. So if you have a whole little range of them, and then some other colours, it just actually makes a very pretty pattern. So I'm going to do that some more of these. I might use another colour and go the other way and come up. So the other thing Anne was talking about was her background material had crosses, but mine's got all these sort of flowery, fabricy patterns, so it doesn't make as much sense to do this in terms of what Anne was doing, but she's put just little crosses of different sizes and shapes, and then was talking about maybe taking the little line of crosses across and up. Oops. Sorry, I was probably right off camera then. A little tiny cross. Okay, so they're the three things we're playing with. A fly, a continuous fly stitch, and a variety of colours and shapes, sizes of French knots, and then the little crosses. And I'll be back.